What up, socialites, and welcome back to the Social Studies Podcast with me, Joe the motherfucking Mowski.
And me, Gaspare Randazzo.
Yo, socialites, I'm going to be in Toronto and Madison and St. Louis and Des Moines and Tulsa and a bunch of other places. Get your tickets at thejoedombrowski.com.
And I'm going to be in Naples, Florida, Boston, Staten Island, Philadelphia, West Hartford, Connecticut, Tulsa, Plano, Atlanta, Long Island, Los Angeles, Sacramento, Point Pleasant, Seattle, Chicago, and stay tuned because there might be a little Toronto date coming up.
Oh, yes. Hey, Gas,
Yeah.
you, is your Hartford at Funny Bone?
No,
Where?
it's West Hartford. It's not Hartford.
What's the
It's this place
venue?
called Elbow Room Comedy Bar.
Oh, sounds
Yeah.
gay. Anyway, just kidding. Hey, okay. Can we just start right off the jump? I have an Am I the Asshole for you, but it's mine.
Okay, so you're just asking me if you're an asshole. Yes.
Well, okay. Well, the version of Am I the Asshole for you is Am I the Garbage Man? Anyway, so, yo.
For the record, can I just say one thing? We met a girl. We'll talk about it when we talk in Long Island.
We were together this week, you guys. We have
Yeah.
so much to get it unpack. Okay, gas. All right, so for those of you who do not travel professionally like we do, I'm gonna catch you up to speed with something that happens all the time. Gas, do you have TSA pre-check?
Yes.
Thank God. I don't know how people live without it. Okay, so
Well, if you don't travel a lot, I could see not needing it.
Yeah, like what's the point? But it is only like $65 for like
For 3
5 years. Yeah, it's like amazing. Anyway,
even if you travel 3 times, it's like, oh, that was worth skipping hours worth of people waiting.
now here's what you need to know, everybody. TSA pre-check, that when you get to the airport, you check in, and then you have to go through security, TSA, okay? If you get in the regular TSA line, it's insanely long, super complicated, because it's mainly a lot of people who don't usually travel, so a lot of people who don't know what they're doing, so there's a lot of fuckery about. Then you have to take your belt off, you got to take your shoes off, you have to take your laptops and technology out of your bag. There's just a lot of extra steps. If you sign up for pay and get TSA pre-check, you go to a separate line that's faster. You don't have to take your shoes off. You don't have to take your belt off. You don't have to take your laptop out of your computer. And it's a lot of people who travel frequently or professionally. They know what they're doing. It's just moving quicker. Okay, now there's one other thing. There's Clear. And then there's Clear for the pre-check line, okay? If you sign up for Clear, you can bypass even the pre-check line, which here's my thing. And Clear is like an outside company. I don't even know what it is, but like
you could use Clear at concerts now too.
Wow, that's cool.
You could use Clear. Like if you go to a sporting event, you could, instead of going through like security, you just go through Clear. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like it's private security.
But for the airport, it's some bullshit. Because we already have a faster line. Okay, I do Clear. It came with my Delta Sky Miles because I have like the fucking highest status or whatever. But so sometimes I do use it. However, I don't like it because we're already bypassing pre-check. We're already passing TSA check-in by being pre-check. And then people who have Clear can literally bypass everybody in that line to get in front. And I'm just like, this does not make sense. Like, this should not exist. Like, you can pay more to skip a line. Like, I don't get it. So what happens when you're going up to give them your ID, if somebody from Clear is coming up, the Clear person will take them, cut in front of you, and then they go in front of you. They scan their ID first, and then you can go. Here's the thing, though. They always ask the person behind, are you with them? Are you with this person? No. Then that person goes, and then you have to wait. Well, pre-check was backed up, and I was already in a mood, Gaspar, and the Clear came up with the person. The woman in front of me went to the TSA line. Then Clear comes up and goes to me, are you with her? And I said, yep. And then that person went through, and then I walked up to TSA, and the TSA guy goes, "Are you traveling alone?" And I said, "Yes." And the clear person comes up and said, "Well, you just said that you were traveling with that woman." And I looked at her, Gaspar, and I said, "Yeah, I know." And then I just looked back at the TSA guy, and he let me through. And she was, "You can't do that. You're going to get us in trouble." And blah, blah. But I'm just like, don't play fucking games. Like, yes, I was next. I don't give a fuck if you're clear or not. I'm going through this line. Am I the asshole?
You lied to a federal agent.
Oh my God. If we're going to call clear members federal agents, then anybody in the food service industry is Mother Teresa. Okay. No, Gaspar.
I listen, it's a tricky situation. Like, I get why she's like, you lied, but at the same time, like, it's just a dumb thing. Like, I'm with you. Like, I actually hate the clear because it's like, why did I pay money to still get skipped? Like, I already paid money for TSC pre-check. Now I got to pay more money to get the next skip line. Where does it end? You know what I mean? And then
where does it end?
Jennifer Aniston has one and she just skips everybody, you know?
Right. So that's why I was like, I just had it. Now, here's why I think okay, so am I the asshole, Gaspar?
I think you're the way you handled it. You should have just been like, "Oh, I didn't understand the question." That's what I would have said, you know, because like when you say it like, "Well, I don't care," then you're an asshole because you're like, "I don't care. I'm doing what I want." But if you were just like, "Huh," and like you just looked at her confused, I feel like she'd be like, "Oh, this guy's just a moron."
That's some New York fuckery that you're doing right now. The students used to do the shit that you're doing, and it drives me crazy. Oh, you didn't? I didn't know. I didn't know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I would have been like, "What?" And just stared. You know, like your reaction was like catty. So like I would have been pissed if I was her too.
Well, here's the thing. I think I am the asshole because like, yeah, I probably could have gotten this person in trouble, and like, I don't know.
But would she have gotten in trouble? Like, who cares?
Around with me. I don't give a fuck. That's one thing.
No, but I'm saying, who cares? Like, who would have been like, did you let that guy through when he wasn't with someone who was officially like, they don't know and or care. Like, once you walk through, you're through. No one cares as long as you don't do anything stupid.
Drives me nuts.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
So I am the asshole, Gaspar?
But not because you did that, just because like you were mean to the lady.
I wasn't mean to the lady. I just said, I know.
That's mean. You're that student. You're my student who, when I'm like, you didn't do your work, and she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh,
okay, Gaspar. So me saying the truth is mean, but you saying what is nice.
Yeah, because she would have been like moron, bitch. And she would have been like moron and kept moving on with her day. For you, she was like piece of shit. You know?
Jesus Christ, Gaspar. You were faking a disability to get away with something, is what you did.
I didn't understand the question. It's a difference.
He didn't understand the question.
Are you with her? Yes, in the world where both humans existing, flowing through time and space. If you hit her with that, or I want to be with her.
You asked if I'm with her. Yes, I'm with her. Peace be with her. What are you talking about?
I'm a man of the Lord.
Wow.
So I wanted to surprise Joe this week in
If you wanted to surprise me, then you're the worst surpriser.
Well, I told you I was coming, and I'll tell you why. Because number one, I didn't want you to leave before I got there because I didn't know if like traffic, you know what I mean? And also I know like when you do shows, your phone is like MIA for a few hours. So I was shit, like he might not
get a hold of him.
No. Yeah. And then I'm like, fuck, I just come all the way out there. So I sat in a ton of traffic. I got there and I get to the club and I'm excited. Like I'm about to come in and surprise Joe. And this security guard's like, oh, stop right there, little man. And like, this is a club.
Little man?
No, but that was the vibe. And like, this is like my home club. And I was like, oh, hi. And like, I just like froze and I was like, Joe and I have a podcast together. And he's like, who are you? And I was like, Gaspar. Could care less. And it's just like a guy I've never seen there before. And so I was like, all right, well, so I pulled up my Instagram to show him that we are together all the time. And literally, he was just like, because I get it. Like, think about it from his perspective. What's stopping anybody from coming in and being like, Joe's my best friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm going to stop in the back. And I wasn't even trying to go in the back, but I was just walking through the back door. So then one of the bartenders yells like, no, he's with us. Like he performs your role. Oh, and then I was like, my picture's on the wall. And my picture's always on the wall there, except when I needed it to be on the wall. I could not find it. It was by the bathrooms, but I thought it was in the lobby. So I'm trying to find my picture. And he's like, yeah, your picture's on the wall. And I just sounded like a deranged person. We have a podcast together. My picture's on the wall. We're best friends. And he's like, yeah. And then this bartender's like, no, he's one of us. So I was like, thanks. So then I walked in, and then Joe's, after like 15 minutes on stage, Joe spots me in the audience finally and is like,
were you there at the very beginning, or 10, 15 minutes of you being there? I was
there like 20 minutes into your set.
Yeah.
And then Joe's like, oh shit. He's like, Gaspar's here, or whatever you said. Then all these podcast fans were awesome, and they all turned and were like, holy shit. And I'm like, hey, I didn't want to like cause a scene. You know what I mean? I didn't want to like be, so I was just like, hi, shh, like watch the show. You were great as always. I watched your show. It was great.
I was gonna, like, I had plans, and I even told them backstage that you were coming. And I was like, I might bring this guy up on stage. And then I saw you out there. And as I kept like I was doing a little crowd work. I got crazy that night. And I like walked out into the audience like Jesus on the tables. Like it was insane. And then like the show kept going. And I just like hit a point where I was like, I'd rather just hang out with him. So I was like, let's just end the show and just hang out. So that's why I was just like, let's just end the show.
No, I mean, you still were on stage for like an hour and a half. I felt like, an hour plus.
And also, I told like the comics backstage that you might come up, but I never told like sound crew or anything. So I'm like, is there even a mic up here? Like,
no, we would have just been holding one mic.
Yeah, it just would have been ridiculous.
But yeah, so then we met a podcast listener after. Thank you very much. She's from Brooklyn, and she agreed that everything I say, guys, is completely normal. Okay,
and
so
shout out. So cool, and she was so nice.
But shout out to you for saying that everything I say is normal. And she said she couldn't understand half the things Joe talks about, and that checks out because we speak a different language. So. Shout out. Thank you so much for coming and all the podcast. There was a lot of podcast listeners there this weekend. So what was your Long Island experience like, Joe?
My Long Island experience was, something unique. I wasn't quite expecting it to be exactly what it was. Everybody there is very kind, and they're very, very Long Island. And they go to church. There was a time in the show when I asked if anybody was Catholic, and I swear to God, 75% of the audience was a bunch of Catholic Italians.
90%. You're mixing your percentages.
Guys, the Catholic material that I'm doing right now was just like hitting in Long Island.
Yeah.
It was
Staten Island too. You should do. You.
There was this
church bells are ringing.
There was this woman who came to the show, and she was telling me all about her priest while I'm on stage. Shout out Father Tony. And I kept bringing up Father Tony the whole show. That was one of those shows where I got off stage and I was like, damn, that would have been a good one to film.
Yeah. Well, but you seem to like Long Island. And then we hung out for like an hour after the show. But then I was like, oh shit, Joe, it's like 1 a.m.
And I have Portland. You went to work and Portland the next day. And then I call you after my show. I'm like in bed, ready to go to sleep. And you're like at the airport. I'm like, this fucking guy right here. How is this real?
Yeah, it was a wild. So I left Joe's show at like 1. I was sleeping by like 1:50. And then I woke up at 5:30, did all, made breakfast, all that shit, went, taught all day. And then at 4:30, I went to the airport. I flew to Portland. And my problem was I was like, oh, I'll sleep on the plane. But I got nervous because I was like, if I sleep the whole plane ride 6 hours, then I'm going to be up through the whole night because that's like a full night's sleep. So I like stayed up and just like watched Prison Break on the plane. And then I got to Portland and then I did my show. I walked so much in Portland, Joe, my legs were killing me. Also, do you have any fears? Like, I have an intense fear of heights. Heights scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, I saw you on a bridge freaking out.
Dude, I walked across this bridge in Portland and I really thought the wind was going to blow me off the bridge and I was going to die. I was clutching my suitcase so hard, hoping that I didn't blow off the bridge. And I realized, like, I have an insane fear of heights. What's your fear? I feel like you probably are afraid of like snakes. Cockroaches?
Love snakes. Snakes are no big deal.
Cockroaches,
dude. Cockroaches. I can't do cockroaches. We've been through this, right?
I don't know. I never heard you say that.
I feel like we talked about this like a long time ago.
Oh yeah, didn't you get one like in the mail or something in your class?
And then it escaped, and they had to fumigate the school. It was for the science kit, and then we had to. This is how disgusting these things are. Gaspare. They sent us in the mail giant Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Like they should. Why are you sending me something from Madagascar? First of all. Like, this is Michigan.
Didn't you see the movie? It's not a fucking place where things should come from.
Right. Well, these things were Gaspare, they were enormous. They were probably like 4 inches long and just fat and like, and they like hissed. It was so bad.
I can't believe they were alive.
Gaspare, here's the
Doesn't
worst
that
part.
change the ecosystem if you let them loose?
Well,
remember we talked about this once?
Since they're from Madagascar, they were all going to die over the winter, so we like didn't have to fumigate, but it was towards the end of the school year, so they would have like survived all summer and probably multiplied, and it would have just been a big deal. Anyway, Gaspare, listen to me. You get giant Madagascar hissing cockroaches in the mail for a science experiment. What do you think the experiment is?
Dissect them?
Okay. No. Do you have another guess?
You just get a box full of roaches, I guess, to put them in like an ant farm and watch them mate.
Okay.
I don't know. I really don't know what.
Like 4th graders. Well, they're sending us these cockroaches so y'all can all watch them mate. You crazy ass. In your face, you were so serious. Watch them.
Well, I'm just trying to think. Like, it's either you're gonna kill them, they're gonna mate, you're gonna feed them to another animal, and you can watch the circle of life. Like, who's their predator? The human foot?
Yeah. Yeah. You're never gonna believe it. We had to fasten I can't believe this is real. We had to fasten tiny chariots to them and then slowly add these weights that were like 5-gram weights to see how much weight these cockroaches can pull. And let me tell you what, they are strong as hell. These things are pulling pounds, Gaspare. They're pulling pounds. It's a 4-inch cockroach pulling like 2 pounds of golden weights in a chariot.
Well, remember, this goes back to how many an ant can carry double its weight. Yeah, their weight is 0. So how much could they carry? 0? Like, but wait a second. I'm confused.
Their weight is not 0.
We've done this and I will do it again. How much?
Weight, if an ant's weight was 0, an ant would be air, Gaspare.
No, they don't weigh anything.
Yes, they do. They have to because they're a thing.
An ant weighs 1 milligram.
Do you know what else weighs 0, Gaspare? Is 1 milligram 0?
Yeah, but do you know what else a milligram is?
What, Gaspare? A drop of water?
So a human... Hold on. What did I say? 1 milligram? What is 1 milligram? What is 1 milligram equal to?
An ant.
No, this is wrong. Mm-mm. A grain of sand, a tiny speck of dust, a small amount of cheese. Like a grated cheese.
Yeah, an extremely small amount of cheese.
No, like a sprinkle
Like
of grated cheese.
Like one little sprinkle from the craft box. Okay, Gas. So here's my thing. But the fact that these things are carrying that much weight it like grossed me the fuck out. And then one time
imagine
Morgan and
1,000 of them coming at you.
oh, 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 oh. Morgan and I were on a trip to Hawaii, and there was a huge one on the window inside our hotel. And I was very calm, and I was just like, Morgan, you have to do it. I can't do it. You have to do it. He's like, seriously? I was like, yes. So he grabbed a bunch of toilet paper, and boom, he grabbed it, and then he went and he flushed it down the toilet. And the first thing he said, this makes my stomach flip every time I say this. He goes, oh, that was strong.
Oh, would it fight back in the napkin? You know what's? You know what?
I hate it. I don't know why.
I can't kill bugs. I really can't. I don't know. Like I just think like they have a family.
I don't kill bugs. I don't kill any animals.
Yeah, so like I might put gasoline in my backyard and dirt holes, but like I don't kill bugs. And what I do is I get a cup and I trick the bug into it. Like I scoop it and then I shake the cup like this real fast, like because I don't want him crawling out. That's my biggest fear is he crawls out into my hand. So I shake the cup real quick and I sprint towards a local door, window, toilet bowl.
Local?
Because I mean, like the closest.
Toilet bowl, Gaspare?
Toilet bowl's okay. Toilet bowl's okay because most of these animals are amphibious. And when you flush them, they will be able to survive the initial flush and then come out better on the other side of the. I don't like the crunch.
Your asshole.
No, they're flushed. Because like when you drop a roach in a toilet, he's swimming. It's not like they're dying. And then you flush him, he goes down the drain with the alligators in Brooklyn.
Let me tell you this, Gaspar. Do you grow vegetables anywhere near where you put the gas in the ground?
Yeah. What about it?
Oh, no. And then you eat them?
I put that gas in the ground 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Stop. Pause. Don't say a word. I'm going to get you the answer.
Does gas stay in the ground?
No, I'm going to get you. Okay, first of all, I'm a ChatGPT maniac.
Well, first of all, I'll tell you right now that like you don't even need to go to school anymore to be a doctor because ChatGPT will give you your degree.
No doubt. It's insane, right?
Yeah.
What's it called? Why do you keep calling it ChatGPT? Okay.
ChatGPT?
Here's what I'm putting in, okay? If not me, a friend of mine who's an absolute dumbass digs a hole too
deep
in his backyard that he claims. No, Gaspar, give me a real number. Let's be so specific with this.
A foot
is a foot deep, then dumps how many gallons of gas?
It was old gas, for the record.
How much?
And it was a gas can and 2 and 3.
And dumps a full
3.
What? Okay. And dumps
and other various chemicals found in shed.
Old gas in it.
Other various chemicals that were found in the shed also.
And
I dumped those in different
various
holes.
Chemicals that he found in his shed. Then
get a warning
2 years later, he grows
tomatoes.
In that same spot.
Close, not on top of it directly.
Close, very close, but not on top of it directly.
Gas goes back into the environment.
Oh, excuse me. Will those tomatoes
have gas?
Be contaminated? And you're feeding this shit to your kids. Let's see what it says. Here we go, Gaspar. Oh, it's ChatGPT is being an asshole. Also, by the way, I asked ChatGPT to read me. I said, roast me. Do you know what the first sentence this thing said?
What?
It said, it's funny that you go to the gym 4 days a week. You go to the gym 4 days a week, but still have a Planet Fitness body.
How does it know that?
Because I ask it about fitness a lot. Anyway, okay.
Oh,
But
wait.
then it just said, Gaspare. Then it just said, ah, yes, your friend, in quotations. Ah, yes, your friend. The backyard chemist / gardener. Let's break this down. If your genius, I'm reading it verbatim. This is not me. If your genius buddy dumped old gasoline and mystery chemicals into a hole, even if it's a foot deep, and then just left it there, there's a good chance that the soil in that area is contaminated. Gasoline and other unknown chemicals could be pesticide, solvent, who knows, can leach through the soil, especially over time with rain and irrigation. That stuff doesn't go away.
I put mulch on top of it.
It doesn't matter. Here's what could happen. Gasoline components like benzite, chlorine, a bunch of shit I can't say, are known as carcinogens and can persist in soil and groundwater. Tomatoes grown near that area in the contaminated soil could potentially absorb harmful compounds, depending on how mobile the contaminants are and how far the roots actually stretch down. Tomatoes are fruiting plants, which tend to accumulate fewer soil contaminants that root crops, but are not guaranteed to be safe. Important factors. How close is very close? What chemicals were actually dumped? Has the soil been remediated or just left to its own devices? Here's the real talk. There's a non-zero risk. There is a non-zero risk that those tomatoes are contaminated. It might be low, or it might be slowly poisoning your friend at a backyard barbecue. The safest move, get that soil tested. Local agricultural extensions and environmental testing labs will come out. It will cost you a bit, but it's cheaper than a hospital bill later on down the line. And if that's too much of an effort for your friend, maybe just grow flowers in that spot from now on and leave tomatoes somewhere else for the rest of us who would like to stay mortal. You want help finding a cheap soil test kit, it asks?
Wow. The internet's really wild. Do you know Bill Gates said that in 10 years, due to like ChatGPT and AI and stuff, that in 10 years, teachers and doctors will be obsolete. Now, I don't like agree with that, but I do understand what he was saying. Like, he went on to say, like, okay, so like a private tutor, like you're not going to pay $80 an hour for a private tutor. Go to ChatGPT. Hey, Chat, I don't know much about the Renaissance and I want to pass the state test. Can you help me? And it's going to give you everything that you need to know way better than a tutor. So like, I get what Bill Gates is saying, but like, I just don't see it like the hospital thing. Like you're going to need doctors. You need people who are going to like do real things.
Yeah, for sure. And also, it's crazy how much I use it. I only learn it for learning stuff. And I truly feel, Gaspare, smarter because of it. I'm still, at first I was worried. I was like, it's not going to let me use my own brain. It really does. It like I wanted to make a little mini greenhouse in my backyard for a thing that already exists. I gave it the dimensions and I was like, just tell me what I need to go buy. And it was like, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. Boom. Made my life significant. And I literally said to it too, I have it create fitness plans for me. I'm like, these are my fitness goals. This is how much I can bench press. I want to be able to bench press this by the end of the month. Make a workout plan. Boom. Make a food plan to go with that. Boom. Make a grocery list to go with that food plan. Boom. It's like I plan my whole parents' trip to Hawaii on it fully, including where they're going to stay, including what they're going to do every day.
I think we talked about this. I told you I was like plan a tour from New York to California. Did I tell you this?
Oh, kind of. Go into it.
I was like plan a tour for a person who's a comedian from New York to California. And it literally gave me like 30 something stops. It was like, you could perform here. Monday nights usually allow local out of towners to perform. You could perform here. It's 3.5 hours away, which is far enough that you could drive to. You know, it was like a whole, and it literally plotted to California and all the way back. Off topic from that, but I wanted to tell you something just because I'm looking at it in the mirror. I did use nasal strips today for the first time. Did you ever use one of those?
What to do? Oh, go on the top of your nose to breathe better?
I put a nose thing. It's like this black paper, black tape.
Hey,
and
wait,
I put
really
it
quick
in.
Before we get there, I'm sending you right now. I know you're not going to buy it because it's on the internet and you won't put in your credit card, but here's the link to a $7 soil testing kit that will test for gasoline. It only costs $7, and ChatGPT also gave that to me. Have Melissa buy it.
But then
for you.
What?
So
Then
you're not poisoning your fucking family, Gaspare.
This is how you become immune to things. We talked about this last week.
This is how you die. This is how you. Literally, I'm never eating food at your house. We're only getting pizza from that place.
Oh, Sierra, they're good.
Gaspare, you have to understand that what you're doing is like absolutely insane. You're letting your kids eat those tomatoes and stuff. Gaspare, do you understand how science works? This is wild.
It's not.
Gaspare, this is why you can't have farms in certain places. This is why they don't make Chernobyl a potato factory.
The way I poured it, it was so deep. I'll get it tested tomorrow. I'm on my way. I just bought the kit. I'm not gonna lie though, I did put Amazon on my phone, and it's kind of wild. Like I needed this hair product.
Welcome to 2025.
And this is so I hate to admit this on the podcast because actually, wait, Joe, what did you do in Long Island that I was like, really? You did that, Joe? I thought you hated that. You said something that you always talk about that you don't like. And then you were like, I kind of like it. And I was like, oh, that's so funny. I can't think of it now.
Smoke cigarettes? Just kidding. What?
No, I don't remember. Anyway,
wait, why did you say no like that about smoking cigarettes?
No, it wasn't. You didn't say smoking cigarettes.
But what do you think about smoking cigarettes? Would you ever smoke cigarettes?
Do I?
Would you ever?
No, I never even tried one.
But why wouldn't you smoke cigarettes?
I mean, like health-wise, I wouldn't do it, and I just have no interest.
Yeah, that's why I would never eat tomatoes that were grown in the ground where gas.
Oh, you were trying to prove a point. Oh, I got you. But do you know the real reason I won't smoke too?
No.
When I was
wait, what was it that I would do?
You said something that was like.
Oh, you don't remember?
I really don't remember. I would tell you, I just don't remember. When I was about 7 years old, I was playing baseball with my uncle, and he had a Snapple bottle that he was using to spit his dip.
Blech. Oh, and then you told me this. Yeah.
Yeah, and I drank a sip thinking it was my Snapple. And I was like, and then he's like, well, that's what cigarettes taste like. And that moment, I still have that taste in my mouth 30 years later. So like, I wouldn't smoke. So thank you, Uncle Joey. Anyway, but so I put Amazon on my phone, right? Because when Melissa was in the hospital, I needed something. And I was like texting it to her. I was like, can you order this? And she's like, no, like order it yourself. Like I just had heart surgery. I'm like, oh. So I put Amazon on my phone. It's so easy. I get it. I'm not kidding. It's one click. So the first time I entered all my credit card information, it was annoying. I had to get my credit card out. I had to put it all in, but I was like, whatever, at least it's safe. The second time, accidentally, it must have saved my credit card information.
Yeah.
Do you know that like you could save your credit card information on the apps? And so it was just on there. So the second time I bought, it just said click to buy. So I was like, how am I getting, like, do I have to get my credit card? And it just bought it. And I was like, what the hell? Then I was like, this is why people buy all day. I bought nasal strips because I was like, I wanted to see what they felt like. I don't know. I saw an ad and I just bought them.
You're going to get addicted. You get so addicting. Like, I have to stop myself. What I'll do is I'll add shit in my cart. And then at the end of the week, I'll go through it and I'll be like, oh, I actually don't need that. That was just me thinking I needed that. It's so easy that you'll just like do it. You have to be like, you don't need this shit.
Look at my do I look like I just got a facial?
Oh, you did one of the strips where it pulls out all the bullshit on the top of your nose. Yeah, I've done those. Those are great.
I look like a different person.
For those of you who are listening and not watching, Gaspar's like turning his face side to side, modeling for me. Like, do I look like a different person? Let me tell you what. No.
But look at my nose right now.
Look at your nose.
No, that's a good nose. It looks way different.
Great nose.
But yeah, so I got all this shit on Amazon. But then Melissa played me. She was in the hospital. She was like, she sent me a picture. She goes, send me a picture of the living room. I sent it to her. She bought all new living room furniture. Every piece of furniture in the living room she bought new. And I'm like, why did you do this? And she's like, I was just so bored. I was like on all the medication. I don't know why. And I'm like, you don't know why? I've been putting together furniture every day. I just come home. I put furniture together for the last 5 days. I got home. I did my show in Portland, red-eye flight home, got home at 7 a.m., went, bought bagels for the kids, and then put furniture together all day. Like, it was wild. Like, she just was on like Amazon, Wayfair, just like stupid things. Like, just bought them all.
Yeah.
Anyway, another thing, that's what I wanted to tell you. So I posted this video, right? Joe, it is so dumb.
Oh no.
Fake crying, obviously, like, because you know me, I would never cry on camera, yet alone, I don't cry at all. I don't have emotions. Although I did cry watching The Rock do a Make-A-Wish yesterday. I fell down a rabbit hole of Make-A-Wishes, and The Rock did one, and I was crying. I was fucking bawling.
Makes me cry? You know what makes me cry every time without
the dogs?
How'd you know?
Because you're a dog
Did
person.
I tell you?
The soldiers things make everybody cry.
Oh my God, soldiers coming home to their dogs. Boom.
Surprising the kids at school, I love.
Oh God, surprising the kids in the assembly, and I'm just like, boom.
Yeah. The Rock was like, the kid was in the it was really sad. But the kid was like, the brother was like, can you sing Moana? And he was like, oh, all right. Okay, let's do this. Come on, mom and dad, help me out. And he's like, what can I say except you're wet? But he was like so cute. Like, he's singing to this little kid in a hospital bed, singing Moana music to him. It was adorable.
I am literally, I can feel that feeling on the top of my throat, on the top of my mouth right now, just you talking about it.
No, it was, I literally cried and then rewatched the whole video and cried again.
Yeah.
And then I went upstairs and I laid on top of Gaspare and he was sleeping. And then I picked up Lucy and held her. And I was like, anyway, but I made a video. I was crying, quote unquote, and I'm punching my lockers that I have lockers in the back of my classroom. And I wrote, this is so dumb. I wrote, I am so upset. I missed my wife's open heart surgery because my school couldn't find a sub for me. So I had to go to work today. So the video it's right now, it's at almost 4 million views.
4 million?
The comments are just people saying that they fucking hate me, that I'm the biggest piece of shit, that I shouldn't have missed my wife's surgery. Why did I think that it was so important to go to work? It's at 3.5 million views on Instagram.
Oh,
it's
my
on
God.
few 100,000 on Facebook, a few 100,000 on TikTok. And the comments are just people telling me I'm a piece of shit, right? So I have been responding to a whole bunch of them. So people are just like, your wife should leave you. Like, where are your priorities? And I'm like, to the students, obviously. And they get so mad. And like, someone's like, what would have happened if you weren't there? I was like, the students wouldn't have learned about Mesopotamia. Like, you think that's okay?
I did hear you say that.
And dude, they are going off on me. So some guys like, oh, but you had time to film you crying in a classroom. Like, you thought that was productive. Like, all
People
this
are
crazy.
Insane.
And
People
it's like,
literally
you guys
insane.
really believe this? Like, I don't see why. I don't know.
So
like,
my friend Chappelle and Cole started this new podcast. It's called Cooked in the Comments. Dude, it's so good. I was a guest on it recently. And the whole podcast is they scour Instagram and then they show you the video and then they read the comments that people have been writing. It is amazing. Smart. It is amazing. And then sometimes they even like get in contact with the person if they wrote like a really good comment and just like ask them like what they wrote or what they did.
But like the thing is, like all these people are like, your wife should leave you. Like you didn't think it was important to be there for your wife. Like your school could have found a sub. And I'm like, no, I asked. I'm like, they said no. They said if I don't come in, I don't bother coming back. Like, and it's just like people, or like some ladies, like you didn't know ahead of time. Like you couldn't have requested it earlier. And I was like, no, it was an emergency open heart surgery.
Oh my
I couldn't
God,
be there.
insane.
And she's like, I can't believe you wouldn't go. And I'm like, yeah, she's so upset.
That's insane. Okay. There was one recently too where it was like a girl, and she was like, it was like, my kids. It was something about her kid at school. Oh, the teacher said my kid was falling asleep during school. So then she like pans over to her kid at breakfast, and they're like pouring Monster Energy drink into their cereal and like eating it. The kid's got like a whole pot of coffee. They're like 5, right? It's clearly not real. People in the comments were going insane, but the people who were in on the joke were so funny. They were like, yeah, like one guy was like, yeah, I started this with my daughter on Newports, but she really wants Marlboros instead. Like shit like that. It's just so funny. Yo, okay, before we wrap, I got to tell you something. Have you been watching this new Netflix show called The $1 Million Secret?
No.
I am not going to lie, Gaspar. I wish you were on this one instead of The Trust.
Why? What's it about?
It's so good. It's so good. So essentially the way the show works is everyone's got a suitcase, and one suitcase has $1 million, and then they all go to their bedroom and you open it, and one person is the millionaire and the rest have to try to figure out who's the millionaire and get them out. But
do you know who the millionaire is?
You as the viewer know. Okay. And like, but the millionaire has like challenges to like make it easier for him. Like they'll be like, okay, go around and get like everyone to say like the word sad. That I just made that up. And the millionaire has to do it. And they're like, if you accept your challenge, like you get double votes at the thing. But if you deny your challenge, like you get 2 votes added to you. So then like there's like, but then the cool thing about the show is that like every once in a while the money moves. So it's not always the same person. So it's keeping like everyone on their toes, right? Which is very...
Oh, so you're not the millionaire every time.
You could be, but you don't know. Like one of the challenges, like someone else had a secret challenge, and if they won, the money moved away from the millionaire. And then when the money moved away from the millionaire, they were like, "Oh my God, like I'm not the millionaire anymore." But then there's another, right? Like so, but it's just like really, really cool, really thought out, keeps you on your toes. But the people on the show are, I gotta say, I guess. You would have vibed with this cast way better than the people in your own cast. Like, I'm picturing this cast right now, and I'm like, if Gaspar was in this mix, he would have had this fucking crew wrapped around his fucking shit. And you would have won that game too. Are they cool?
No.
No, they're cool. They're cool. Like, I like most of them. One guy kind of drives me nuts a little bit, but like not even bad. But like, but they're cool. And then I have to keep in mind, I very much can't watch reality TV the same after you being on a show because I like know everything. So like this one guy's kind of annoying me, but I'm like, this is the edit. Like,
yeah,
and I can
probably
hear
the nicest normal guy.
I can like tell now, like if they're saying something, but they're not on screen, I'm like, that's a sound clip from like somewhere else. Like you just kind of like know now. But it is a good show. And the game itself is like very fun.
But how do they do the voting? Like, what is it voted? Like, okay, everybody guess who the millionaire is?
Yes.
And if you get it right, they are out. And if you get it wrong, how does it?
So they haven't quite established what happens at the end yet. But at the every night they all have to go to dinner together
every night.
So that's the thing. Every night they go to dinner together and they all have to discuss, right? And then at the end of dinner, the host will be like, vote, and then they all have to vote. And if the group votes out the millionaire, then that was good. Like you want to vote, but the money would then move. But if you don't,
it's like a public vote, like where you're all together.
You're all together, but they don't know who votes for who. But then what happens is whoever gets voted out, they leave regardless, millionaire or not. If it's the millionaire, the money moves. But now you have a chance to be the millionaire if you guess the millionaire, right? But if you guess somebody else, you got that person out and they're not in the game anymore. So that's the thing. Sometimes they might be like, well, we know this person's the millionaire, but this person's a really strong player. Let's take this person out, keep them the millionaire till the very end, and then get them out. Like there's
See, I don't know if I'd ever have wanted to be on a show like that because like that's
really?
like
Too much strategy.
That's like a Big Brother where it's like if you're too good, they want you out. If you're too bad, they want you out. You know what I mean? Because like I get along with a lot of people. I like to believe
they would have target you would have target for sure.
So I feel like they would have been like, all right, this guy's gonna win. Let's get him out now. You know what I mean? Like sometimes that happens. Like you've seen it in shows where it's like if you come off as being friends with everybody, they want you out.
Yes. The challenges are so minor, right? Like the challenges are so minor. Like there'll be one of the challenges, for example, was like use these song lyrics in conversation with the other guests today, right? So then once that starts happening, then people think everything is a challenge. So they'll be like, oh, he stood up at breakfast and ate 3 cubes of cheese. There was a challenge. He's the millionaire. Like they start going, and people are like, I like cheese. I don't know what to fucking tell you people. Like I'm eating cheese. Like it gets to that
I would
point.
actually love to have just been on it because it sounds so stupid.
Yeah, like honestly, now that you and I say it, you would not. I don't think you would have won because you would have been like way too friendly, and you would have talked way too much. That people would have been like, "Oh, Gaspare said this, so that's him," and they would have like, and if it wasn't because of that, they probably would have voted you out because too many people like you.
Yeah, whatever.
But watch it; it's fun.
I do want to watch it. I saw it. Real quick before you go, you know the show White Lotus?
Of course, I just finished it. Did you watch it?
I don't watch it. No, I don't watch it. But did you know that every cast member on White Lotus gets paid the same amount? They all get $40,000 per episode, no matter how big or how small you are, because they wanted the director wanted nobody to feel like they were bigger than anybody else in the cast. Like he wanted everybody to feel equally important. So he was like, you're all making 40,000. And the budget wasn't huge when they started the show.
Sure. I love that. That's a really awesome thing to do in theory. It will only work on shows like White Lotus. Every character had about equal the role. So yes, that does kind of make sense for that type of show.
Yes, that's what. Well, so apparently I think it was like Woody Harrelson or someone was asked to be on it. And I think it was Woody Harrelson. Don't quote me on that. And he like turned it down. And they were like, why would you turn it down? And he's like, it's nothing personal. It's not really about the money. It's just like, I have a family vacation planned. And he's like, and for $40,000 an episode, I can't, like, it's not financially worth it to reschedule the trip. Like his family vacation was probably $100,000. So I guess for him to film 2 episodes, he's not going to cancel his family vacation, lose that money to make the money. You know what I mean? Like he was like, yeah, it's just not enough money for me to do the show.
Yeah, that's the thing, because there are some big actors in there who probably just like loved the role and loved the project and took it. But there's it's a lot of actors who are like kind of not everyone, but there's a lot of actors who are making big moves in their career because of this role.
Yes,
because of the role in it. Like,
listen,
did you know Arnold Schwarzenegger's son is in it?
I did not.
Yeah,
I didn't even know
Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's really good. He's like a very, very good actor. But like this role, him taking this is probably a breakthrough role for him. You see what I'm saying?
But think about it this way too. At $40,000 an episode, that's not like chump change. So you're talking 8 episodes. You're still making, $320,000 for 8 episodes. And I don't know how long it takes to film 8 episodes of a scripted TV show. I'm sure it takes a while, but like, it's not the worst gig in the world. You're filming for a few months. You come home with $500,000, $350,000.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hot takes.
All right,
People got
guys.
hot takes. Thanks for
Thanks
being here.
so
We love you
much.
guys. Become a Patreon member. Patreon.com/The Social Study Podcast. We'll get more into it next week. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.